All right, guys. Well, the wait's over. Well, my wait anyway. I've been waiting an extra 2.5 days, it feels like, for Kingsley to catch up and see Superman. James Gunn's Superman. Superman by James Gunn. The gunniest gun movie I've ever seen. Fresh. Dude, what'd you think? It's here.
Hold on. Let me put on my hypno glasses.
Oh, hold up. You know, people that...
Oh, there we are.
Okay, it's a whole different guy.
Hey, everybody. I'm back.
There he is. Nice.
I liked how they brought that up twice in the movie.
They did.
Hypno glasses.
They did.
They had to explain the hypno glasses twice.
They wanted you to know. They wanted you to know how exactly they worked. So how did they work on you? Were you hypnotized by 2025's James Gunn Superman by James Gunn?
I was not hypnotized at all. I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Plain and simple. It was a good movie. I liked Holt's portrayal of Lex Luthor. I thought it was true and genuine. Corn Sweat, dude, he portrayed Superman perfectly. I don't really have anyone bad, I would say, out of the main characters. Nathan Fillion killed it as Guy Gardner. Maybe Hawk Girl could have had a little bit more to say, but Mr. Terrific, spot on. Best character in the whole movie.
That seemed to be the consensus online too. There's a lot of big pluses next to that.
So happy they did him right after the debacle that was the Arrowverse Mr. Terrific.
Oh, this is a second crack at it. Okay. Well, what else did you think? Tell me more.
No, I thought it was great. I mean, it was like the first half of the movie, nothing good happened, which is like, Superman not being Superman, pretty much. He had
appeals to you.
Yeah, it was nice to see the most OP'd superhero in all of the universes, get beat around a little bit.
Interesting take. Very interesting take. What'd you think of Lois and Clark? Not the show, the pair in the movie.
I know what you're getting at. I did like the pairing between them. I liked the chemistry that they had together.
Good chem. Great chem, I would say.
It played back and forth into both their insecurities as well. But it also showed that they're willing to go past it for the other person. So that they would make themselves uncomfortable for the other person. I think they did a great job with their relationship, how they're trying to hide it. Like, I will give you an interview. Let's go over there.
Yeah, I thought that was a bold, creative choice to start that's not an origin because he's year 3 or whatever they said, but they jump right into Lois and Clark dating 3 months or whatever they said it when they avoid the whole Lois finding out, you know what I mean, or him revealing, along the line. I feel like that's and I think Gunn said it himself. There's 3 things he doesn't need to see anymore. He doesn't need to see Superman telling Lois Lane that he's Superman. He doesn't need to see the Wayne parents die in a back alley, and he doesn't need to see Uncle Ben die ever again. I think I agree with him on that. Like, I'm good. We all know those kind of core components.
We do know how these superheroes were created.
Right. Superman's almost 100 now, like almost 100 years old. It's
of Tales of Superman.
You know what I mean? You really don't need to hit home, the basics for the audience anymore. Tell me more about Lex. What'd you think? What'd you think specifically about
that
Nick?
guy? Nick Holt freaking killed it. He portrayed Lex like a actor's doing a great job when you hate him just because he portrayed that character so well.
Nick.
You hate him. But it's like, dude, I gotta give him his props. Like, he came out swinging as Lex, and like his pure hatred for him.
Yeah, they jumped right into that too. Just because it's year 3, they don't do the whole discovery phase that Lex Luthor hates Superman. He's like, no, I kind of hate you. I kind of hate this guy. I don't really like how you make me feel not impressive,
And what's also great is that you didn't have to see Lex versus Superman fighting. He fought Superman with his mind, which is like what Lex's strongest point is. It was never his strength or anything like that. He's a genius, evil genius, but genius all the same.
I'm glad they avoided the power suit route as well. I think that's something you could spring that on me later, and especially the mechanism that they used to have Lex battle him in this one, where it was like, I'm going to use a team of video game nerds because I'm so smart I can predict what Superman would do. It's almost like, it reminded me kind of like the gun kata in a way from Equilibrium. Like we've checked and researched every permutation of what could happen, and he just knows them all ahead of time. You know what I mean? What's most likely. So he's just calling out battleship kind of commands, and the team of nerds is inputting them to the Hammer of Moravia, Ultraman.
Ultraman.
So, you know, it would be nice to see if Lex is like, he gives it a little Thanos action. He's like, nah, this time I'll do it myself. Power suit. You know what I mean? In a sequel or something down the line. Yeah, that was good there too. You know what I didn't notice? I didn't notice that Lex's girlfriend was actually a Tessmacher. I don't think they ever said the name, so I missed it, and I saw it on the IMDb credits for the girlfriend. I'm like, oh, okay. That was cool.
I thought it was Mutant Toes, but that's...
It looked like somebody dropped a shrimp cocktail on her shoe. That's pretty rich coming from Jimmy Olsen, making just above minimum wage as a not even a beat reporter at the Daily Planet, calling
researcher,
bona fide smoke show. Right, okay, a little clingy. You might have a stage 5 clinger on your hands there, Jimbo.
But he smiled at the end when she came running over and hugged him.
He did. I thought that was nice. I love the editor in chief, Perry White.
Yeah,
I love Perry because I feel like that actor channeled old school Perry. Like he had this sharp way of talking that kind of just cut in. You know what I mean? With like a good one-liner. Oh, what do you mean? Where are we? It was good.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. You can find him in Suits. He's Rachel Zane's father, and you can also find him in the new Jack Ryan. He is Admiral Greer.
Get on that. Okay, so my man's got some chops, so he can deliver.
Yeah, so, this guy can deliver.
Gunn might have sat him down and like, listen, dude, I need you to portray old school Perry White from the old black and white. Do that. Don't do Lawrence Fishburne, Perry White. We just saw that. You know what I mean? Like, do old school. And that's kind of the big thing that I really wanted to hear from you. Like, you know a lot more about the Superman runs of comics than I do, and you've done way more research into it, I'm sure. I keep being told that this is a very reflective of Bronze and Silver Age Superman. It kicks it way old school in terms of like tone, some of the goofiness. This is that for just about most of the movie, I would say, except for like 2 parts.
I think it's perfect. It fits Superman. The whole thing, like when he's fighting the creature, and he's like, "Hey, eyes up here," and he takes off, and he does the death feet dive from space. I mean, it's equivalent to Flash's Mach 1 punch.
Oh, definitely. I think they even did the bomb whistling sound on his way down. Oh crap, he's gonna go through this thing's skull. But no, but again, this is PG. I mean, this had to have a PG-13 rating for language, and there was a pretty violent execution, which I was going to use as my next talking point right here. In terms of
tone.
Now, did that catch you like with like the old because the tone had been silver and bronze, and this dude just like boom, fucking done.
I'm sad it's over so soon.
Right. Oh well, I'm gonna go get somebody else and I'll kill them.
Who randomly talk to you and kill them.
That's but you know, is that not some Gene Hackman Lex Luthor crap he would say? You know, is that not exactly the sociopathic crap you want?
Okay, so Gene Hackman played Lex Luthor great. Like Gene Hackman, fantastic actor, played Lex Luthor.
You're gonna hit me with the Rosenbaum any minute. Incoming.
But Nicholas Hoult was Lex Luthor.
Okay, you're giving him the Joker treatment. You're giving him the Heath Ledger Joker treatment. Are you going?
Yes.
You're saying this.
You're making it embodied.
Declaratively speaking, Kingsley is saying Nicholas Hoult is now Lex Luthor.
Is Lex Luthor.
Now, you want me to pull the rug underneath that in one move? Because I can do that. I'm about to. I've been sitting on it. You can't be Lex Luthor if Superman can frustrate you to the point of crying. Sorry. Can't. You're still number 2, pal. And that's not Nicholas Holt's fault. I'm betting James Gunn directed that. I'm betting he was like, listen, dude.
You've never been
so
angry at someone that you started tearing. I have. I teared that guy up too.
Now, dude, listen. You're supposed to put on 2 sets of latex gloves before you handle the estrogen cream. That's a thing. That's a safety standard.
It was so much rage. Like everything was just coming out of me.
I mean, dude, can't you just see red and punch a wall like a dude?
Well, no, I was punching him. Like I was feeling so much rage.
You gave him the Christmas Story treatment. You gave him the Ralphie. Okay. All right, maybe.
I can understand where a man has so much rage in him that every emotion is just like you release the floodgate.
Dude, that needs to be
all up.
That needs to be in some type of Punisher. I just saw my whole family murdered situation, and not I was bested by Superman. And then he talked, and then he mansplained me, which was awesome. Mansplain's the wrong word. I guess he literally just he lectured you on feelings and tried to inject the hope. I thought that was probably the lamest thing in the movie, in my opinion. But was that ending there? It was the ending was going okay, literally until that, like that little monologue he had into the single man tier. I'm like, oh.
So my question is, how did you like them changing the family?
Oh, dude,
and the family message.
Hate it. That's the number one. I'm not even gonna look on my note page honestly because I just like the flow of how we're chatting. To be honest, it was terrible. It's undo. It would be undoing the death of the Waynes or undoing Ben Parker's death. It's exactly that. The entire effing point is that this dude was honoring his parents, his Kryptonian parents, who sent him to Earth, and luckily for him, good people found him and raised him in the spirit of what would have been his upbringing on Krypton. It was unnecessary, dude. You know what it did? It made this feel like Invincible Light. It was Invincible PG version. Like, oh, I got sent to the planet and I was helping people, but it really was a secret mission the entire time to prep them for colonization. Like, no, stop it. If they wanted to go that angle to enrage Clark / Superman into doing something stupid, it should have been Lex forging the tape. They did not need to change canon to execute that point.
I still believe that might be part of it because remember, it was taken into the engineer. She's the one who gave the output.
Dude, I think you're doing that optimistic thing that I can't bring myself to do where I write headcanon. Like they said and it could be a lie. I'm not saying you're wrong. It could be a lie. They said in the movie, like on the fake Tucker Carlson show or whatever, whoever he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
We've had 38 forensic analysts and linguists look at this. It seems verified. Oh, and also we had our forensic guys look at the tape to make sure it wasn't doctored. So I mean, if you're right, great, but you're not. I can feel it in my blood. I was so thoroughly fucking annoyed by that. Not like get up and leave the movie fucking annoyed, but like you just couldn't help yourself, Jimbo, could you? You had to do the thing. You couldn't just maintain what you were doing, making most people on the bell curve happy. You couldn't do it. You had to do something. Oh, I hated that. That was such a bad play. Because you're right, dude. I think for the rest of like the main dimensions of the film, that like the supporting cast, the Lois and Clark relationship, Corin Sweat as Superman. Okay, yep. You know what? He's probably better than Cavill. I'll say it, and I'm a Cavill guy. Like he had more to do as Clark, and he nailed it. Like he nailed the Clark parts for the most part. So I mean, all that stuff was going well, but a lot of the things that I was nervous about came to fruition as expected. Like you can't have. You can have Superman take some L's. You can't have him screaming and crying about it every time it happens. Like that needs to be reserved. You know what I mean? You can't. He watches the dude that he knew get shot. You give that like an eye wince look away. You don't scream and complain, because then when you go Superman John Wick about the dog, it's too much. There's an element of stoicism to Superman. There really is. And it's important to me to see it. And that's not Corin Sweat. I guarantee that's not him. That was direction, And I don't like that version of a pussified character doing his thing,
When you're looking at it, it's also showing growth too, from him growing from this adversity. You have to give Superman adversity because the guy's invincible.
Just don't cry.
And he didn't cry. The guy who was crying was Material Man. He was the one who was actually crying.
Until he watched dude get shot, and then he's all wincy, watery eye, bleary, rolling over because kryptonite's poisoning him. I get all that. But even in the interview with Lois, she pushes his buttons in a matter of seconds to the point where he's raising his voice to her. Reeve Superman would never, ever, just wouldn't. Doesn't have to. He's Superman.
And that was playing out the part where he's like, I'm media ready. I could take an interview. And she was proving the point that he can't.
Right. Which is fine. But again, like there is that element of he's not just super, like he's not super just because he can fly and he's super strong. Like you got that whole like genius intellect thing that they worked in, and with genius intellect worked in, you get the experience of years, man. Like he's not a 20. He's how old do you think he's supposed to be in the movie? 30, 32 tops. Like he's older than Jimmy, right?
Yeah, definitely older than Jimmy. And I'm thinking
but he's
Jimmy's
probably
like
not
21, 22.
Really, you think he's that young? I would have gone a little higher. He's no older than 30. I'll say. Him
I'd
and
say
Lois
about
both.
27.
Okay, so you got him as a little younger than I do. Superman on year 3 doesn't break down like that in my head. It didn't. Those parts didn't work. Like anything that had to do with him not being classically stoic, classically brave, classically in control of himself doesn't jive with me. I mean, think of the original Superman movie.
It makes him more human.
He's not, but he's not. That's the point. He's super.
And that was the whole point of him. That was the whole point of his soliloquy was him proving that he was human.
But he's not. He can say it. He can embody the best of humankind. You can be fierce like a tiger all you want to. You're still not a tiger. You can be raised by wolves. Still not a wolf. He's better than us. That's the point. There is a God not a God complex. There's some Jesus allegory, some God allegory, which they flirted with. And again, they flirted with even that at like the wrong time when they brought that out. Like fast forward to the end when they make, and let's just switch gears off of Corn Sweat for a minute. One of the things that I think we had talked about, we were both hopeful, was that they would avoid the whole destroy the effing city to make the point in the finale thing, like they did in Man of Steel. That was a big criticism in that movie back in the day. Not only that he killed Zod, which I'm to break his neck, he's about to laser those people, but like that there's probably 30,000 people dead because there's no shot you evacuated a city before it got ripped in half by your anti-proton river rift, right? They went into that again, and literally we see buildings toppling like fucking dominoes, and I'm like, okay, here we are again. So we really can't tell this story. I mean, we were able to stop the giant Godzilla thing without taking down buildings because he went out of his way to bench press a building from hitting that one lady. But anyways, the allegory stuff, I got a little sidetracked. I apologize. At the end of the movie, he goes in to stop that one woman's car from getting crushed, right? Mm-hmm. And she skedoodles out of there and gets out of the way. She looks through the rear view, or she turns around. She sees him rising up out of the dust cloud with the sun behind him. And that's the part where they kick the effing theme song. And I'm like, no, you don't do that now because you did the least super shit you could have done. You saved the one chick, but the building fell and destroyed 6 other buildings. This isn't super.
Because that's when he just got there.
It's not super.
It is super. He went from the Antarctic there in time to save the one.
Dude, no. Not enough. Not enough. Not super enough. Couldn't do that.
And if you want to go with the Jesus allegory as well, that is what Jesus is. Jesus will sacrifice the 99 for the one loss.
I don't know about all that. I think Jesus is a numbers guy. I don't know about that.
No, Jesus is not a numbers guy. It's a huge.
So us 99 aren't good enough. Really?
No. So it is a parable. Ooh. I believe it is in John, or it's in John or Mark, and he talks about a shepherd. And the good shepherd, and the shepherd would leave his 99 good sheep to go find the one lost sheep. Jesus always taught in parables, and that was the
leaving
thing.
Is not the same as sacrificing, though. So I'll draw a distinction.
He didn't sacrifice.
Like he trade the lives of 99.
No. Like, he will leave them and go save the one.
Got it. Yeah. You leave the well-tended flock will take care of itself while you do the brave thing to rescue the one. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's fine. Well, let's talk about some decision making here with Superman, though. So Superman's play was to get the Justice Gang, who I have no use for.
I love that name. I love it.
It was funny name. Funny name. I'll go right down your checklist, right? Fillion killed it as Guy Gardner.
He did.
Funny as shit. Terrific. Awesome. Love it. He does the cool thing effortlessly. So more power to him. They wasted Hawk Girl completely. Like she's not even, and I hate to say this, but it's a movie that literally has Superman in it. So I feel like we're justified. She's not even eye candy in this movie, which is a major letdown, because she's super hot. Very easy to look at. They have her laying around on a couch and screaming in battle a couple of times. She kills a guy. She killed the Baravian president.
I'm not Superman.
I guess that's a thing you can do, but I mean, you are now technically a war criminal. That's cool. I don't care if I ever see her in a DC movie again, and it does confirm for me, or it realized to me one of the problems I had going in with the character overload. She didn't need to be there. It was just as easily they could have had Elemental Man Metamorpho, like the dude that the kryptonited Superman in the cell. He could have been there first and been kidnapped or taken first and put in the cell. Easy peasy. You didn't need Hawkgirl. Total waste. But I think what James Gunn wanted to do was make the Justice Gang movie, and was like, how can I get to do that? And it was make a Superman movie and then make Guardians of the Galaxy 4 Justice Gang edition, because they have the same banter. They had gun banter.
They're trying to get to where they get the Justice League. They have the Hall of Justice.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, it's set it right up on the on the marquee. It's a thing, you know. But they were there, and the biggest disappointment that I had set up going in, because the canon disappointment annoyed the hell out of me, is that it wasn't Superman that saved the little boy. I really wanted to see that, and they joked their way out of it, and I get a lot of people liked it because they laugh, and he goes, "Now it looks like you got to upgrade, kid," and then he's flipping off the tanks, and like, okay, that's all right, that's kind of funny, but I really wanted Superman to come save the kid. He saved the little girl, saved the squirrel, saved the giant monster for a minute, and then they blew up his heart or his stomach or whatever.
Yeah, which are terrific.
He saved the baby in the anti-proton river thing. I don't know. What'd you think of the dog? Let's talk about the dog. Let's talk.
I have it. It really was Clark and his dog.
Clark and his dog.
Dude, the dog was funny. I think they did a little too much with the dog.
Agreed.
But I liked how the dog came to save him at the end, taking out the cameras.
I like that. That was clever enough of use of the dog. I agree. I think they leaned into him a little too much. I didn't need the bit about him getting kidnapped. Like that the John Wick stuff was weird.
I liked it because he came back to his apartment, and you see the Justice Gang out there fighting something, and he's just sitting there, and she's like, "Were you helping them?" And it was like that. It's just an interdimensional imp. They got it.
Yeah, see, I hated that, dude. I feel like I hated everything I knew I was gonna hate. Like, I hated that imagery that he's not thorough. And so that image we saw of him pulling the boots on, like, that obviously was just like a BTS. Like, they just shot that for the sake of media.
Yeah.
For, like, the marketing package. Because if he had done that, like, if he kissed Lois, pulled the boots on, and then went to go save them or go fight, like, even if he didn't get in the fight, if we just see him fly towards it, you know what I mean? Then cutscene, I'd have been better.
That's the Superman I don't want. That's Snyderverse Superman. The Justice League is 1% powered without Superman. Superman is 100%. I want to be able to watch my other heroes rather be able to handle something and don't need Superman every time they turn around. I want to see.
That's an interesting.
I want to see the Lantern win. I want to see
hitting with the bat, hitting it with the giant bat over and over and swinging it. It would listen again. It's a Gunnism because the silliest parts of Bronze and Silver Age play into Gunnisms. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. Like that all works. But I was looking, and again, this is what happened. This is why you can't do this going into movies, and I'll stop doing it soon. You can't write it ahead of time completely. You can't. You can hope for a couple things, but you can't in your head have laser focused expectations, because it'll kill you. Like the bit with the dog. Like, the last thing we said about this movie last week on FrostCast, that I said anyway, was about the dog in the beginning, and how we had two different trailers. And in the one trailer, it's just beating Superman, and Krypto brings him back to the fortress to get healed. And it's tight. It's some serious shit. But then the longer version is Krypto shows up and licks him in the face and jumps on his nutsack, and it's all pretty funny for like 2 minutes. And we got that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. So you have that when he's got his ass kicked, and then later in the movie, Krypto's laying on him after he's got his ass kicked, and he's back at the Kent residence. Good scene between him and Jonathan. That was nice. What did you think of the Kents overall, though?
I think the Kents were awesome. I think that was a perfect casting. Because one, they don't look too not Kansas-y. They look perfect. Like they look like a couple that would live in Kansas.
They look country. They look like farm.
And they look like two people who are proud of their son. And
definitely
know that he would make the right decision.
Yep. No, for sure. They sold that. I think they laid a little too far into the talk slow bumpkin thing. Not bad, not terminally, not fatally, but it's noticeable when you're coming off of like Sally Field as Ma Kent and like the most recent go around with the Snyder stuff.
Yeah,
but they look the part. That was Pa Kent, right? Sally Field was Ma.
Yeah.
Yes, the Kents they handled that part. That was all okay. They definitely gave the impression that they raised their boy right. I'll give Gunn credit. As much as I hated the canon change, at least he resolved it in the end. Where initially the open book end is when he's healing up, the robots play the montage of his Kryptonian parents. But at the end, it's changed and it's Ma and Pa Kent is like his actual, you know what I mean? That's his jam now on the big screen while he's getting sunned up. You know what I mean? So that was nice. That was a good callback. I like that. That was. I
like that the robots are back together and like they have
stars. Yeah, dude. I was not thrilled when that robot died in his arms. So like, I tried to stop them. He's jamming a fucking screwdriver into his head. You know what I mean? But there was some that was an emotional bit.
Is a name. So is Gary.
It was Gary. See, that's what I mean. I'm good for one of those jokes, man. And I want to be clear on that. You can be funny. That's the time to be funny. The time to not be funny is literally after anybody dies, anybody makes a major declaration of affection, a big decision is made. You can maybe do that once because then you can kind of undercut a little bit. Or you know what I mean? But you can't make the joke every time. And I feel like a lot of it did. And like we had talked about, a lot of it just didn't land for me with some of the quips. The Justice Gang was all good. Some of the Core and Sweat lines were okay. Some of the Lex lines were okay, but for overall though, I thought it was all right. That stuff.
Now let's get to the person who stole the show, Mr. Terrific. What do you think of Mr. Terrific?
Dude, I don't know the character from Adam, honestly, from print, from shows, from anything. So I actually got to go into him with that kind of clean slate that you're always talking about, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's the tech guy. He's got the gadgets. He's got the little. He's a cyborg or something because he's got implants. He did the thing with the eyes and like scanning technology, and he's obviously super smart. He walked into the tent. He was like, son of a bitch, he did build an interdimensional portal. And I'm like, oh, he did build a pocket universe or whatever he said. I'm like, okay, he's that guy. He's a funnier cyborg. Perfect. You know what I mean? I'll take that. He worked, and he had a bunch of good lines with the T-sphere. And she called him something wrong. And he's like, no.
No, a circle.
She called him a circle.
Your circles.
Spheres. Those are two-dimensional shapes. These are spheres. These T-spheres.
Yeah,
but he had some good stuff. He had some good stuff with the dog. Like, I don't know about the dog. Like, see, he had some layers to it.
But also, like the part when they're going to the beach to it, and they put the shield up, and then he just goes out and wrecks those people with him and his T-spheres. Dude, the music.
That might have been the best action sequence in the movie because we didn't even really talk about action yet. That might have been the best. Yes, I would say. We've all seen a million characters fly around. We've seen them battle kaiju. Like, that doesn't do it for me. That was some Guardians of the Galaxy stuff right there. Like the one shot, like self-contained music, overplaying literally almost every other sound going on in the sequence. So that was quintessential Gunn. I would even say that was probably better than Superman duking it with Ultraman any of the 3 or 4 times that they battled it out. You know. Yeah. So you got a thing for the Mr. Terrific. I can see it. You're like, oh yeah, it was good.
I was happy. I was so happy they got him. Just because I did not like how they did him in the Arrowverse. He was too emotional. He was smart. He built the T-spheres, and you see him like starting from scratch in the Arrowverse. But the character itself just didn't bring home what Mr. Terrific should be. This character, this iteration of him brought him home, and I was really happy about that.
Yeah, I think they nailed most of every character they were supposed to get right. Like, I don't think anybody's walking away from this saying any of the performances were wrong. I think it's more of people are going to have that opinion where some of the portrayals were wrong. I think especially with Superman, a lot of people, I've read some stuff and I've watched my share of the reviews. A lot of people didn't like I won't go so far as to call him like emo Superman. I think that's 2 shades too far.
Yeah, he's not Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3.
Right. It wasn't over the top like that, but I think a lot of people weren't as keen on seeing him get dumpstered in the amount of times he was dumpster, learning or not. I think that was just that's people's preferences there for the character.
And what I want, what I think led to that was that this is year 3. First year, everyone's kind of scared of you, don't know what you are. You start doing some great things. Second year, it's straight fanfare. Everybody's on your side. Year 3 is when you start to have your adversity.
Lex got you figured out now.
Right. And he's been watching you from the shadows. He's been watching all your battles, so he knows what you're doing. And he had to go through that adversity. And he's like, this is the first time him as Superman, that's supposed to be this invincible being that he's used to being, is actually being challenged.
Yeah. Oh, not challenged. He got stroked. He got dusted.
Well, not only in fighting, but like they're playing with his head, with playing his whole parents' full message. Like all of this is messing with who Superman believes he is. And that's why it took that scene back in Kansas with his dad talking to him to let him know, you're my boy, and I know you'll make the right decision. And that should
have been to go save that little boy.
And that's where it all clicked together. Now, I understand he has 2 major things. You have a earth-ending event happening, and you have a war happening. So he did the right thing the leader of the Justice League should do and delegate.
But he's not part of them yet. He's not the leader.
But he will be.
Guy Gardner's the leader.
And he did the leader thing, though.
And not for nothing.
He delegated.
You don't think that maybe the 3 people on the Justice Gang could have been the ones to raid LexCorp Tower and maybe get them to shut that shit off and send the one guy to end the war on the other side of the world who could have got there faster? That'd have been a better play and use of tactical distribution of resources. Just saying.
But then you wouldn't have the showdown between Ultraman and Superman.
Ultraman, you have to get to Bavaria now to stop Superman from interfering in my interests because you're just as fast as he is. Oh!
No.
Just saying. Ah, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's plot some flight paths. I think I got you on this one.
And the one person who could help him is Mr. Terrific, and he's with Lois in the city. Guy Gardner couldn't have done anything.
Dude, he could have provided cover fire against Ultraman and the Engineer with her Cyrax saw blade hands from like
Dude, he took her. That was wild. I was waiting for her nanotech to freaking freeze up there and fall off when they went up into space.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's going to suffocate. I'm like, no, he's not. He flies around in space.
Right.
Y'all don't know Superman that well.
Yeah, I thought that was wild. Like, fill his lungs. I'm like, we know he has them, but I'm not sure we know how they work. I know, right? It seems like they may be optional in the atmosphere at the very least. They may be optional. Now, let me just ask you this then, right? We talked about everything in the movie except kind of like the global elements of like the plot. It struck me mainly as kind of convoluted and not well hammered out. And I hate the fact that this is yet another example where Reddit leaks came to fruition and we actually got Army of Typing Monkeys doing fake social media shit to like ruin his rap line. I hate that happens so much. Hate. Like you couldn't have just like you got a whole building full of LexCorp people. You couldn't have just had them do that. You know what I mean? It's just one more effing thing. And people are going to be like, it's Bronze Silver Age. They can do wacky shit. And I'm like, can you though? Like, can you?
I mean, you've all heard if you put in, was it 100,000 monkeys in a room with a typewriter, eventually they'll type out Shakespeare.
You'll get Shakespeare.
If you give them infinite time.
Yeah. I would argue I gave infinite time and 100 monkeys typewriters, and I got James Gunn Superman 2025. That would be my argument. It's
but they all had
easier to
mind
get
control
here than it is
on too.
That was mind control. That might not have, maybe it should have been mind enhancement. Maybe that's the way they need to go. Yeah. We should have done that.
They didn't actually say what he just said. It was his monkeys that's
fair. Yeah, you're right. They actually didn't say. They very obviously had the devices on.
They had the halos on.
So you're okay. You didn't think it was too convoluted. The whole we're manipulating the social message to get Superman to commit to defending and interfering in international politics, so I can get half of the land in an agreement, and I'm selling them billions of dollars of weapons, but for like pennies on the dollar. Like all that seemed unnecessary in a way to me. Like it just was words.
That's how the real Lex Luthor works. It's 700 moves to get his one thing that he wants. And it doesn't even matter about him getting the land. The whole thing was he started that whole war so Superman would intervene so he could get the right to kill him.
That's true. I think I lost sight of that. That is true, because he actually finger points him right in the face before he sends him to the cell, and he's like, "Yeah, nah, dog, I got the go ahead here to kill you. I'm just gonna make sure I enjoy it," or whatever he said. I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, you've elevated yourself out of bronze, silver, and straight into like modern '90s like slice serial killer talk." You know, that did hit pretty good. You want to give it a score for you then? I'm coming in mid, but I'm interested to know how high you're going to go on it, and I want your take on if you've seen any box office numbers. Does this bode well for like the next DCU thing? Supergirl, who, spoiler alert, guys, if you're still here, makes her appearance, and I didn't ask Kingsley about that. I probably should have. Real quick,
it was just something extra. I didn't find out that it's really her dog. Crypto's really her dog.
I think Crypto was always her dog. Wasn't he?
Well, I mean, I've always seen Crypto with Superman. I've never seen Crypto with Supergirl, so this is the first time for me to see it.
I thought I read somewhere that well, maybe it was just in conjunction.
It might really be her. It was her dog first. I just didn't read Supergirl growing up. I read Superman. True.
So what did you think of not Game of Thrones? She's House of the Dragon. What did you think of House of the Dragon checking her limited appearance?
I think it was fine. I liked how he explained why she was acting the way she was too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
can't get drunk.
Yeah, can't get drunk here. So she likes to go to worlds on red suns.
And a lot of people didn't take too kindly to her calling him bitch on the way out. And I'm like, I didn't enjoy that too much either. It's in character for her, but it's one of those things, man. I just watched this guy take an ass kicking like 10 times, including the kick to the balls. The Ultraman kicked him in the nads. Did we really need her to say that? Do we really need to just do one more TLJ thing? Got to dress him down just a little. But it's who she is. So I got to give that like a half pass.
And she's drunk.
She's drunk, right? So she might apologize for it the next day. Who knows? Yeah. Does this setup bode well? Do we see numbers? I saw a couple of numbers, but they were earlier, so I don't know where they're coming out.
I saw some preliminary numbers where it will come in as the third highest release of 2025, behind
Jurassic World and Minecraft.
No, Minecraft. And what was the other one? I think it was Lilo and Stitch was the other.
Oh, I forgot all about Lilo and Stitch. Dude, no shit.
So it's looking around the 155 million mark.
I have to look up some numbers this week for FrostCast, because I was hearing that the other global take was not good, and that might bode well for like legging out and maybe landing this only slightly northern of what Black Adam took Lifetime, which would be a concern for launching a new franchise.
I got numbers right now for as of today. It was 122 million domestically and 95 internationally for 217 opening weekend. But I believe Superman opened up in the UK and it hasn't been released in 2 other areas yet. It opened up in the UK 2 weeks ago.
Well, actually, that's not good. That means that all that money's already running into the total.
Yeah.
So their next play is Supergirl, no longer Woman of Tomorrow. I mean, is this already in trouble then? It's got to be too early to tell. Because again, I got to say the same thing that I said in my Jurassic World video. Like, dude, when I left the theater, like other people clapped, people laughed at the jokes, nobody audibly groaned. Dude, when I went to Love and Thunder, like people groaned every 5 minutes. Like it's a thing. Like you can watch audience reactions to that. Dude, just like the Dino movie, man. Like the kids laughed, the people cheered and clapped at the end of it, and I'm like, it was a movie. Like I was here. It's not what I wanted. It's not the worst thing for me. It's tragically mid, and I can only probably bump it like a little bit ahead of mid, because like how we basically glazed Corin Sweat for like 12 minutes in this video. Like he's pretty good. I'm glad they got him. He's not the brick shithouse the Cavill is. I don't even think they did the whole his uniform gets burned away so you can see him like shredded, ripped up. But the dude got in shape for the role. I've seen the behind the scenes of his gym workout. Like the dude's jacked, you know what I mean? But he's not Cavill jacked. But he nailed it. What's her name? Lois did Lois stuff. Didn't get in the way. Didn't girl. That interview that everybody made a big deal about, like the girl boss thing, that wasn't a girl boss scene.
No, it definitely wasn't. That is exactly what a reporter would ask.
A good reporter, I might add. A good reporter would needle you. So it was fabricated outrage on that from our right-wing friends and viewers, and then our left-wing and then our left-wing viewers fabricated the F out of James Gunn's statements about this is a story about immigrants and this and that. I'm like, did we see the same movie?
Yeah,
did anybody talk
about him being an immigrant?
Right. If anything, that people were xenophobic because he's an alien.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, not illegal alien, like south of the no. Literally, we don't know how his brain works. We can't take it. Well, Lex got his DNA, but Lex is Lex. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know anything about it. Like, that's it. That's all. It wasn't.
And they made Ultraman from his hair, just like they made Sun God.
Yeah, but they did a much better job. Much better job on that.
I love the end where he gets rid of Ultraman. Is where he pretty much dislocates his shoulder.
Dude, that was the remember way early when we started. I said there were two violent scenes. That was the other one because it made the crunch, like they did the celery snap sound effect, and I was like, oh, it happened. I'm like, and then he pops it back in. He Gibsoned it. You know what I mean? He rigsed it. He gave himself the lethal weapon. And then, of course, your boy, Mr. Terrific, gives him the line. He's like, hey, we got some shit going on up here. And he's like, I'm doing important stuff. and he falls back underneath the pillar. That was actually pretty funny. That's when you can make the joke. I'm good. Like, the tension's been resolved for a few seconds already. Then your buddy shows up, and then you make the joke, and he punks you. Like, that's funny. That worked. But give me a final. We don't need to do the barbecue rating on this. So just give me an out of 10. And a would you recommend, just for people that have skipped all the way forward? We appreciate you guys.
It's an 8, and I would recommend
8 and a recommend from King Z. Dude, the Wolf sadly is going to come in at probably a 6.5. I liked a lot of elements of what I saw. I didn't like a lot of the it's direction. I don't even think it was writing. I really think it was just direction. The over emoting in places I wouldn't have done it that way. But the score. Okay, they worked in the original. I was off to a good start. The first frame with the new DC Studios logo has the classic theme, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And they worked in the electric guitar.
Did you look in who wrote the theme? It was in the credits. I think someone owes me an apology for being wrong.
Do I? What? Who wrote what theme?
John Williams.
I didn't say he didn't write theme. When did I say John Williams didn't write Superman?
Oh, on FrostCast, you said it was another person who wrote the theme. You said it was
when I said James Horner.
Yeah,
we weren't talking about Superman on that, were we?
Yeah. I
have to go back and watch that episode. I don't think we were.
Because you don't like it when they change the theme.
Because I know clearly John Williams writes the Superman theme. I had it as a ringtone in like 2002.
Or did you tell me you wrote a different one? Now I'm confused. I could have swore you told me that one.
Challenge flag. We're going to put a pin in that as we have King Z.
I have been having memory issues for everyone out there, just to let you know. I am going through a memory issue problem right now. So
I remember the James Horner thing because before I gave you the answer, you said Hans Zimmer.
Because you're like, it wasn't John Williams. I said John Williams, and you're like, no, it's the other great one. I'm like, Hans Zimmer? And you're like, the other.
Rocketeer.
It was Rocketeer?
It was Rocketeer, not FrostCast.
Okay.
No apologies and award you 0 points.
Wrong one. See, told you. Memory issues.
Now speaking of 0 points, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out later this month.
25th.
I know. We're going to be there. But all right, that's it for us on Superman, James Gunn, Superman. Superman by James Gunn, DC Studios, James Gunn, Superman 2025. It's Superman hit or miss for me, and King Z says go watch it. Superman 2025. King Z says go check it out. King Z, with no further ado, please tell everybody good night.
Up and away.
He got it this time. All right. Look up in the sky. I'm not saying the rest. Somebody get my agent. I'm done with this nonsense. He got John Williams wrong and threw me under the bus in front of all 6 viewers. Ridiculous. I gotta put it in the video.
Yep.